Good morning. It's mid-June. I thought we'd take a walk around the yard. I have Aaron helping me with the camera today, so hopefully... Hi! Hopefully we'll get a little better, I don't know, view of the yard and I can talk about things rather than... And I think I have my microphone on. I think it's working. Anyway, we're here in the side yard, and there's some gladiolas here right now that are starting to fade out. And I've gone along and put sunflower seeds and some zinnias that I started. So I'm hoping this area will fill in and be really colorful soon again. But you can see the gladiolas, and I have to stake them up or else they just flop right over. But I think they're so pretty. And then if we look that way, there's the one main thing we did along this run this year was plant climbing roses, so that eventually we'll have climbing roses all through this hedge. And so I think that's gorgeous. This one is called Teasing Georgia, I believe. And it's just a really buttery lemon. It's a David Austin. I just can't wait for that to really go boom in this area. This is the veggie bed, the lower veggie beds. And I finally think we figured out the irrigation here, so we should be getting some climbing beans here soon. And in the front there's fall and crocus, which is a saffron crocus, but they're not up right now. This is a volunteer tomato, giant volunteer tomato. We pulled the garlic here about a week or so ago, and it's drying, and I put some basil plants in that don't look like much yet. Here's another rose that I just love. Another climber. It's called Claire Austin. It's another David Austin. And it's just, it has such a beautiful habit. It kind of looks like a peony, the way that it's just a really tight ball of a flower. And so the garlic's all been pulled. I just went in with sunflower seeds over on the other side here, but look at our broccoli doing well. Some of it's bolted, and then all the cilantro has bolted, but I'm okay with that. It's a pretty flower, and I want it to reseed itself in this area. That'd be great.
That's right.
Yeah,
They love
often
that,
I'll just like
they?
pull a whole plant and go feed it to the chickens. I've been doing that with the carrots. There's like a few carrots left, and then we give the carrots to the guinea pigs and the carrot greens to the chickens. So anyway, that's this side yard. Let's head over that way. Heading along this way. On this side of the house, I've done a lot of, right up along the house to try to avoid mice, we've done a lot of sages and lemon balm and lemon verbena and catnip. And there's two glorious fuchsia plants back that way that I cut back, always cut back to almost nothing. And then they come back, and they were here when we got here, and they're really pretty, so we keep them. Not very pretty. So this is the little yellow and white vestibule area that I feel like is a kind of a pause between a very bright, colorful area and another colorful area beyond. This is called Carpentaria. It's a bush anemone, and I just love it. I think it's wonderful. I love the little white flowers with yellow, and then these are fun to use in arrangements, even after they're spent. I like using those in arrangements. This one is lemon verbena. Smells amazing. And one of the things I really love about it is how the leaves kind of curl down. So it has a really interesting, it sets it apart even from what's behind it. It kind of creates an architectural nature to it that I like. And I talk about this every time. It's a potato vine, and it doesn't grow potatoes. Maybe it looks like potato flowers, but it's either green or in bloom all year round. So it's wonderful. this is a real honest tour of what it looks like around here a lot of the time. Like there's projects going that way. We're not going to go that way. We're going to look this way. So this is my office garden. The roses are mostly gone. There was a glorious rose over here. It's done for now. But as you can see, the columbine are looking great. And then we're starting to get lion's tail sage flowers, which come up with these orange, really alien looking things. They start out as a ball and then the flowers start popping out of the ball. They're kind of crazy. They're really fun. So that one is more of a burnt orange color and it's going to bloom first. And then I have a different variety here that's more of a bright orange color that will bloom later. It's not quite yet to bloom. But I've tried to mix in some other things like snapdragons and lilies. And this is milkweed for the monarchs. We'll start seeing those soon. In this area, every year, you can see the yellow poppies everywhere. They completely fill up any blank space that I have left. And then they die back. So we've pulled these ones in this area. And you can see, oh, there's not that many flowers here. But I've gone in with some seeds. And there are daffodils that come up in the spring. But I've gone in with some, what did I put in here? Zinnias, maybe? Probably zinnias or cosmos. So, because they're going to come up soon, so that's why it looks like nothing right now. This one is one of my new favorite roses. Fun in the Sun, it's called. Isn't that gorgeous? The pink and the yellow. And then on the building, we have a Bathsheba climbing rose, which is kind of hard to see any good ones. There's a good one right there, at least a bud. And so eventually that'll be trained over everything. And this one's a fun little rose. I do not remember the name of it. I should. I can probably look it up and put it on the screen. But it's either yellowy orange or pink. So it'll come up both colors, and they kind of have an eye in the center. And this one is the Bring Me Sunshine rose. The David Austin, called Bring Me Sunshine. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's a really vigorous plant. And it's just, I love it. Whoopsie-doo.
Whoa.
I freaked it out. We've bagged all the peaches over there. They're donut peaches. And there's another donut peach tree here. I didn't bag. I don't know why.
Donuts?
Donut peaches. Yeah, I wish donuts.
That sounds like a winning combo.
So this is the red garden. You can see everything just turned red. The plants just turned red. Red flowers, red foliage, red. This is a monster. I have no idea why it's so huge. Normally it's only about 5 feet tall. And this gets 12 feet tall and 12 feet wide. It's a lobelia. And I just came up and cut a bunch of it off because it just will take up this whole area. And made an arrangement out of it because I had to cut so much of it to make it not be such a beast. But I love this little corner. Look at what's happening here. The Albutulon has these drapey flowers, right? And then coming up out of it is this gorgeous columbine. Isn't that amazing? It's a huge columbine. That's a 6 foot tall columbine. Love it. These begonias I grew from seed. And I think this tree is completely dead, but eventually I want to have a little red maple there. And this is a fun plant. I think it's two actually. This is called a Cousin It. And I just think it's gorgeous. This little vignette right here is one of my favorites. And look behind you at the, aren't these gorgeous gladiolas? So the gladiolas are just starting to go right now everywhere in our yard. I think it's so pretty looking back that way with the red flowers on the bottom there. Anyway, the garden is in flux, coming along. Coming up here, we're working on making an alley of fruit trees, a road of fruit trees that goes towards the warehouse. So there's mangoes and pears and pluots and all different kinds of pomegranates. And then this is also the zinnia field. So this soon, in about a month, will be completely covered in bright, gorgeous zinnias all the way through. And this is a Windermere? No. Yeah. I think it's Windermere. David Austin Rose. See all the zinnia, baby zinnia greenery here. And this is a Lady Gardner rose. That's probably one of my favorites. It blooms all year long. I'll be cutting it in December. We still have flowers. And we are in zone 10B, but we do have frost. So mainly we just have a lot of humidity, not a lot of heat. Those are phlox. Started those from seed. I think it's called caramel. Caramel phlox from Baker Creek. So I do have more aloes and some agaves to kind of fill in out to this mango tree that died. We'll get another one to fill this side with mangoes, not mangoes, aloes and agaves, and then this side up to this tree, aloes and agaves. So there's a lot of proteas in here, and I am letting some weeds grow. Where Aaron's looking over there, we have poppies, we have lots of poppies. They come up like weeds. This is evening primrose. And then this purple and white is actually a radish. It's a weed. It's a wild radish. I mean, that's as pretty as any flower you could go buy. And it's really pretty. So we have a big
And the bees love it.
and the bees love it. We have a big swoop of the what is that one? Evening primrose, which is a yellow flower. And then this is a protea, or not protea, leucospermium. And I have a couple more of them through here. I have some grevillea. What I'm most excited about is some of the dahlias that I started from seed last year have come back. So there's a couple right through here. No flowers on them right now because I cut them. This is where the cut flower garden starts now. I had to expand it because I started so many seeds of dahlias and so many seeds. We had to make it bigger. So there's alstroemeria over there, some hollyhock, some crospedia, and then this whole rest of the section is predominantly dahlias. And some of the ones on this side are starting to bloom, which is fun. Dahlias grown from seed are unique. Each one will be unique. It's cross-pollinated with something else. So it's fun to see these as they bloom, what they look like. Sometimes they look nothing like their parent plants. Sometimes they really do. And then the main cut flower garden. So the main cut flower garden. This year it's an experiment to see what can I grow, how much production can I get out of it, can I do a farm stand, can I have enough to cut and go to a farmer's market, something like that. So I mean, the snapdragons are amazing. They're doing amazing. straw flower is doing really well. Like Lysianthus will bloom. It's been, started all kinds of things from seed. I don't think I'll do celosia again. And I love stock, but it is not a cut come again flower. So each seed becomes one flower. What Erin's looking at right there, straw flower. Those are amazing. They're great dried. They're growing well here. Chickens are fighting.
They want out.
So this is the stalk, and this is only cut once and then it doesn't come back. So that's kind of a bummer. And then this is the chicken garden. This area I've planted all with natives. So it's going to be a native area. Down in here, native sages, manzanita. There's a little oak tree that's going to come up there. Some buckwheat, seaside red buckwheat. This side we have, this is a black sage. Some orange flowers, little key flower. Flower in here. Bunch of sages, manzanita. And this is purple top vervain, verbena. There's some yarrow, no flowers on it yet. This is California sagebrush. It's actually an artemisia. This is the one that has that smell if you're hiking in the California hills.
Oh yeah.
Smell it. No, I'm tilting the camera to smell it. Anyway, it's amazing. Oh guys, what are you after? What's there? Something's there, huh? They made an escape the other day, so we had to put this. What? All right, we can probably stop now.
I'm recording candidly.
Recording candidly.
Yeah.
I have to open this every day. I don't know why. I mean, we have an automatic door. They like going down in there. I don't know why. We put this branch for them to roost on during the day. And we come, careful, that wall might fall.
I know.
There's 5 of them. That's the last one. Oh, these raspberries. Oh, yes, good. Oh, yes, good. Hey, sweetie. Okay, I guess we'll go this way. We don't need to film this part. This is nothing.
You know.
Film it, everything. All right.
You could cut it out.
This is the part of the yard where we store all the stuff that
It's
we
wood
think
storage.
we may want later. So,
And we often do use
and
it.
we often do. So there's pallets, there's 2x2s, there's an owl box. We got to put the owl box back up. And metal and fence posts. And this is the wood chip pile. Whenever we cut branches off or anything, and we're not having tree work done. But I think it's just really a peaceful blue and green and white. A very peaceful park. These are really favorite blue hydrangeas. Bloom now. You see the pink ones in the forest, but these ones are different. They have a different pH here, and they turn a different color. This is a bugleweed, or scientific name. Anything blue. Go down Erin's stairs, maybe.
We need a little wooden plaque here. It says,
Here's the
Erin
stairs.
made these stairs on this date.
Yeah. So those go down. It's kind of neat because then there's a couple different ways through this garden. Go down and down.
It was really slippery because of the
Yeah, this is pretty.
oak
This
leaves.
is a blue sage. You can grow it as a cut flower. I just think it's such a pretty structure of the flower. These are bachelor's buttons, blue ones. They're going to start going soon. soon, soon. The Astilbe is starting to send up flower stalks, so this is gonna be a white flower here. When it's so deeply shaded, you really have to get things that are white, have variegation, have something to set them off, or else you just won't even see them back in there. Like I have some hosta back in there you can barely see. So I'll end up moving those. We got too many raspberries to know what to do with. Too many blackberries to know what to do with. We are gonna have to have a farm stand eventually, because not this year, but maybe next year. We have a lot of food production here. Very shady. And so they have completely different needs on either side of the walkway. We bagged a lot of the fruit. The apples, the one cherry, the apricots. I'm gonna get to the plums at some point. We don't have any apricot production on, not apricot, nectarine. This year I don't, they're just such young trees, nothing really happened. And let's go look at the blackberries. I know you love the blackberries. The purples are coming together in here. Look at these blackberries. So this is 5 plants, and this is the one that's producing. We do have 9 other of this exact Primark Freedom, I believe. Blackberries, they're thornless. The berries are huge. They're really productive.
Something ate this one.
Yeah, probably a bird. And then this way is the native blackberries here. These are the extremely thorny native blackberries on this side. Oh, you're looking at still the thorns.
You better come pick these before they're all
Yeah.
ripe. They
That
got
video
ripe quick.
of the ones you picked today has like 9,700 views. It's amazing. Okay, so these are the native blackberries. They're much smaller. These thorns,
They're more flavorful, really.
but they're more
They're
flavorful.
delicious.
Yeah,
Super
they're really
delicious.
good. So we're just gonna put this arbor here, and they'll grow up and over it. And I have a goji berry on the other side. Maybe it'll do it, and we'll have berries. Look at the shades. I think we finally fixed some water issues we were having through here. Had to divide some of the irrigation into a couple different timers. Now they're really better. Isn't this gorgeous? These are the hydrangeas. I have 5 I propagated, 5 more I propagated of these. Don't they just pop in here? It's super dark, and then there's this boom, pink. And I just think it's so beautiful the way it's offset. And then the, this is irisine. Just look at the color of the stem. What a bright pink color that stem is. And then the yellow and green leaves. And so that stem is just the same color as these. And it's like it was meant to be. It's just crazy. Look at that. So they're back there, and you can see the pink stems. And this is just our deep shade garden. These are tree coleus. Holy crap.
Whoa, look, your cane went right.
This
into
is
the
why
hole.
we can't have gophers. This is why this is so dangerous for me. This is why gophers are a problem.
Wow.
Oh, that was scary.
I broke my leg once stepping into a hole like that.
Gosh, that's scary. Okay,
Yeah.
put that in. So anyway, this is a tree coleus. Listen carefully. And so it's a coleus, like you see really colorful coleus usually. This one's a tree coleus. It'll get 20 feet tall. We have some. And I think it's also called the toilet paper tree, because the leaves are so soft and fuzzy, and they kind of have a minty, astringent-y smell. Anyway, I love how this side is working with all the irisine, and these are the geranium majorens. So they're biennials, no flowers this year. Next year we'll get these huge flower stalks that are just amazing. I think we pooped Aaron out. We're almost done. One more garden. We'll just go up to the. Here. So there's more of this pink hydrangea, but I want to pop like one in over there. One, and I want to have as much of it as I can to kind of.
I want to see it in there.
Really, make a big impact in this area. I think these strawberry towers are much better for us. It's a way to grow strawberries without having it.
They still get slugs occasionally,
but we can defeat them much more easily. Put in a couple and some squash, and my idea with planting the squash by seed along this line was that we usually struggle really hard with powdery mildew because we have like 85% humidity almost every day. So things that have broad, furry leaves get powdery mildew. Even things like roses if they're not in direct sun. So the heat off this window reflecting onto these giant furry leaves, I think really has minimized the powdery mildew, and those plants look great.
Cool.
They look really
They
good.
do.
So I'm hoping we'll get squash again because it's been a struggle. The gladiolas are looking gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And we have, I don't even know. I bagged one of these thinking it might work as an avocado. I don't know.
I don't know.
We haven't had a fruit off this tree yet. It's maybe 3 years old now.
We will. It's getting big all of a sudden.
It's getting, Bevan or Nye Bevan rose. Light yellow.
Yellow.
I mean, these snapdragons I started a long time ago. Put them here. So all kinds of things are going to start coming up in this area. These are blueberries. They're doing fairly well this year, considering. Getting a lot of blueberries. I just think the lavender right now is glorious. All the different kinds of lavender. There's this lavender, there's this lavender, there's that lavender. So many different kinds here. And then we'll go with the shade here. This is turning out really cool. These white flowers underneath, it's like this foamy cover. This is peppermint pelargonium, so it's a peppermint geranium. That really smells like peppermint, and this little foamy white flower cover is just so pretty. It's such a pretty, mid-height ground cover. And it's aggressive, it'll just do whatever it wants. So you have to manage it back. This is Ebb Tide Rose. And this area is our citrus garden, so citrus orchard rather. We have all kinds of citrus. Everything's new here, citrus-wise. The most prolific is a Meyer lemon, but we're hoping to get some more things.
Very fragrant tree.
Yeah, it is. When these were blooming, they were amazingly fragrant. One's a mandarin and one's Indian maple. This one's a caracara. That's a lime you're looking at. Finger lime. I should know better what things are. Don't necessarily. And that pretty much takes us all the way back around. That's it. Kind of a quick walk through the garden today, but I just wanted to take a look at where things are today, mid-June. There's a giant artichoke behind Aaron. I hope he'll get or he did. He got it. Great. So that's it. I just wanted to thank you for joining us on our little garden tour today, this Sunday. And thank you for joining me, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye-bye.